New polling from Gallup shows the number of Americans who drink alcohol is going down. 54% of American adults say they drink alcohol. And it's important because that is the lowest number recorded in the history of this poll. Meanwhile, an increasing number of Americans say that drinking alcohol, even in moderation, is bad for your health. Aryn Phillips joins us now. She is an assistant professor at the University of Illinois Chicago School of Public Health. And Aryn, thanks for being with us. Really interesting poll here. Can we talk about how Americans' drinking habits have changed since the pandemic? I feel like especially those days it was 4:49, 4:59, and folks just started the evening off with some nice whiskey.
Yeah, absolutely. We definitely saw an increase in drinking during the pandemic, and particularly drinking frequency. So people drinking more days or more drinks per drinking day, and the percentage of people who were drinking outside of recommended guidelines. And then since then, we've really seen drinking be pretty stable in these big national surveys that track drinking over time. There's been some slight decreases, but adults who were 25 and older have been drinking pretty stably since about 2021. So this decrease that we're seeing in the Gallup poll is really encouraging.
And a lot of this is because of young adults. More and more of them are less likely to drink alcohol. Why is that? Are they seeking something else instead?
Correct. So most drinking has been stable amongst adults, except for young adults, that 18 to 25 demographic. We have been seeing a decrease for the last couple of years. We think there's a couple of reasons. One is that this demographic is growing up with more messaging about the health risks of alcohol in comparison to older adults who grew up with some messaging about, one glass of wine might be good for your health. The messaging's changed a lot in the last couple of years.
Yeah, and so
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt. I was going to say so much of it is a cultural aspect to it, too.
Yeah, absolutely. We use alcohol in social situations, and younger adults, grew up during the pandemic are socializing in different ways. And you mentioned substitution, and there is a possibility that this age group is also using cannabis more as cannabis is becoming more legal and less alcohol.
Mm-hmm. Is there a relationship, you think, between the popularity of GLP-1 medications like Ozempic maybe and the trends that we're seeing here?
It's really possible. We're anecdotally hearing a lot of stories about people who are using GLP-1 inhibitors feeling fewer cravings for alcohol. And there was some research that came out earlier this year that looked at use of GLP-1 inhibitors amongst adults with alcohol use disorder and found that those who were using GLP-1 inhibitors did have fewer cravings and drank less per drinking day than did adults with alcohol use disorder who weren't using GLP-1 inhibitors. So it's possible that as we see this rise in use of GLP-1 inhibitors, that that might contribute to this decrease in drinking that we see in the Gallup poll. But I do like to caveat that by saying, if you're hearing this and you're thinking maybe GLP-1 inhibitors are for me if I've been trying to cut back, there's a lot of reasons why GLP-1 inhibitors are not for everyone. But there are a lot of other treatments that are available for people who are trying to cut back on their alcohol, other medications, other behavioral therapies, so lots of options out there.
Yeah, a little bit of tonic water at the end of the night also feels like a good way to wrap things up. Aryn Phillips, thank you so much.
Thanks for having me.